Hello there. Welcome to week 8 of 10 weeks of Sterling soaps. Uh, Today we're going to review Sterling's Ben Franklin soap. This is a popular soap. The website says it's a mixture of benzoin. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Frankincense, nutmeg, and clove. I've never, to my knowledge, smelled benzoin and frankincense. Nutmeg and clove, as a amateur cook, I'm familiar with those spices. Uh, and if this has clove in it, it's very, very little. And I can smell the nutmeg, and I love nutmeg. Uh, and there are other notes in here, but I could not tell you what they are. What I can tell you is that it's a very, ooh, it's hard to, it's a scent that's hard to pin down. There's some earthiness to it. There's a spicy note to it. So I guess that's the clove, and maybe the frankincense. It would be, it's difficult for me to equate it to anything else but things like carrot cake or uh, certain types of pumpkin pie, or because it has the clove and the nutmeg, and it has that spiciness there. So it would, to me, though, it's not just that, but it reminds me of that in a way. But it is kind of a masculine type scent. It's not, there's nothing in this that's floral. It's a bold kind of scent. It's not overpowering, but it's not subtle. I quite like it, but I can't really describe it any better than that. And I know I probably did a bad job, but I'm using my uh, Ever Ready Pure Badger PBT 500, and we're going to go ahead and start lathering this soap. One of the things that I love about Sterling is the lather, the ease of latherability. Sterling soaps, I know that, got a little wire. I know that, the first few generations, if you read some of the old threads, and there are some big old threads, if you read some of them, there's been a complaint for an ongoing complaint in those threads about Sterling's latherability, that people struggle to make lather with this soap. And, all I can say is that the current generation that I have experience with seems to me like it's a completely different soap in that regard. I have not had a Sterling soap that I had a problem lathering, and a lot of those threads said, well, you lather on the puck or you face lather and it works out right. I bowl lather, and I don't have any kind of problem making a wonderful lather with this soap. So if you're reading threads and some guy comes on and says, "Oh, Stirling soaps are hard to lather," then that guy probably tried the first few generations and he hasn't tried Stirling soap recently, you know, and I would tend to discount a post like that. I wouldn't, slam him and say, "Oh, he's just prejudiced about Stirling," or whatever. What I would say is that he probably just hasn't tried the latest iteration of this soap, because I don't have, from day one, I've not had any difficulty whatsoever building up a really nice lather with this soap. So, one of the things I'd like to talk about while I'm lathering this soap, there's a couple of new places online. I had the link in my last video. Called, one of them is a Facebook page called Wet Shave Videos. If I can remember, I'll put these two links in this shave as well. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that lather. Anyway, let me wet my face. But the Facebook group is called Wet Shave Videos. And there's one on Google Plus, which I think goes by the same name. They were started by Christopher David Bailey. And they're just a place that's meant for wet shaving videos. They're not meant to compete with the razor forums in any way. They're just meant for there to be a place for wet shavers like myself who want to post videos, and my videos tend to be fairly long. I'm not apologizing for that. It's what I do. But it's a place just for posting videos. Now it's also a place for commenting on those videos. So if you want more shave videos, there's now a place on Facebook and Google Plus that's loaded with shaving videos, from not just from me, but from a bunch of guys. There's a bunch of new guys as well as some of the old favorites. So I mean, I would encourage you, if you like shaving videos, to check those pages out. I'm going to use my 51, the Victor razor. Wonderful American razor. I love it. And matter of fact, I've got so many wonderful razors that I've restored and put back in a working condition. Some of them are American made, some of them are German. And I've got so many wonderful ones that I had a really hard time choosing which razor to shave with today. Not that that's a bad thing. I have a lot of different kinds of razors. They're all old that I've restored, whether they're straights or DEs or SEs. And a few of them were given to me by very generous people. But straight razors, for me anyway, are the most wonderful of razors. I know that there's a big thing going on now. Some people using disposable blade straight razors. Those are not straight razors. Sorry. Hate to burst your bubble. That's not a straight razor. Or shavettes. And I'm not knocking them. That's another tool in the toolbox. And if people love to shave with them and enjoy what they're doing, then I say we ought to make 5 million of them. So, don't get me wrong. But personally for me, I can't imagine shaving with one of those things. And the reason is that, if I want to shave with a disposable blade, I'll use a D or a single edge. And yeah, you could say that's a single edge, but it's made to simulate. And that's what it does, from what I understand. A straight razor shave. The angle's all different and everything else from a straight. But anyway, one of the things that draws me to the straight is the old-timey craftsmanship. It took to forge and grind this blade and design the razor for proper balance in the hand, things like that. It's the old world craftsmanship in one of these that draws me to the straight razor. The disposable blade straights and the shavettes, they don't have that. They're just another mass-produced, and by that I mean with modern technology, mass-produced type of thing that, like I said, I'm not knocking it. If you like that kind of thing, lovely slickness, lovely shave, go right ahead. But for me, I'm a lover of the Western style straight, and the older the thing is, the better I like it. For the soap now that we're reviewing, I like the intensity of the scent in the lather. You can smell it very well. It's not overpowering, but it is definitely present, and it's a wonderful scent. It's not cloying, it's not, overpowering, but it's there, and some of Stirling's scents, I don't know, they seem to envelop your nostrils and this part of your face, just kind of like stereo smell. To me, that's what the only best way I can describe it. And I love those. Margaritas and Arctics was like that. So was, what's the other one? I can't remember the other one now. I've gone through, this is 8. I'm losing track of them. I have to go back and look. But there was another one that the scent was just perfect. And this is just perfect. And It's a wonderful, wonderful type of scent. Oh, the other one was Sharp-Dressed Man. Uh, Wonderful scent. Very well done. The perfect amount of scent in a shave soap. This here, the same thing. The perfect level of scent. Slickness is just wonderful. Nice yogurty consistency to the lather. I have to watch the tip of this razor. It is a square point. So if I'm not careful, I'll end up cutting myself. Lovely. Excellent two-pass shave. I could stop right there. And that's wonderfully smooth. I think, you know, the only reason I'm going to be doing this third pass is because I love the shave. I don't need it whatsoever. It's really not needed. But I don't want to lay the straight razor down yet. Sorry, but that's the truth. Uh, I have never enjoyed shaving my face more than the 5 months, going on 6 months that I've spent in this, hobby or whatever it is you want to call it, of shaving. And oh man, the feel of the Stirling, there's so much slickness still on my face. I could shave right now without putting soap on my face and be just fine. But I got it, may as well use it. Anyway, And one of the things for me, now I enjoy all of my razors. Please don't get me wrong. Uh, there are some of them like my Lancome New or the E3 model Chic that just are just wonderful to use. But I never in my life up until 5 months ago even considered that I would ever be shaving with a straight razor. And I'm so glad to have found the forums and found traditional wet shaving and found this right here. There is absolutely in my estimation, in my experience, nothing that compares to a old-fashioned straight razor. There's just such a pleasure that I get from the skill that it takes to use this, from learning, having learned the skill, and standing in front of a mirror like great men like George Washington did, and shaving my face in a similar fashion to what he did. Things like that. Just an incredible experience. There's a calmness that comes with a straight razor shave, that I don't think a replaceable blade straight razor or a shavette could match. A shavette to me would be, they call it ninja class shaving because the blade doesn't forgive. I don't want a shave that I've got to be so afraid that I'm going to slice myself open if I make a wrong move that has no forgiveness whatsoever in it. I want that zen kind of thing that comes from using one of these. And I just don't think I'd get that with that kind of razor. Watching that ear, especially with this square point, but not in an uptight kind of way. There's just a calmness. There's a calmness to this and I'm still learning to come over my chin. I'm getting closer and more of it every time. So there is still more to learn with this. One of the other things that I like about the straight razor, and I'm hoping that as my technique improves, I'll get to the point where I don't hardly ever cut myself. But I really believe that Gillette is going to eventually stop making DE blades. Uh, the rest of them, I don't know. I expect as long as Mercure is making DEs, they'll be making DE blades, things like that. But, excuse me. I really think Gillette's going to stop making them sooner than a lot of guys think. Like, I think they want everybody in the world they can get on their 500 blade cartridge. I really think that's their future, and they understand that. And look, I'm not knocking them. It's a business decision. I'm not one of these guys that, I'm not going to slam Gillette because they made a business decision for the better of their company. It's just sad to me that men have forgotten the great pleasure that a safety razor or a straight razor or even a shavette, or a single edge razor can bring to their day, to their life. That's a shame. And I really believe that it's going to end sooner or later, unless we can get a lot more enthusiasts involved in it, And that's happening. The forums are growing. The community is growing. But, 50 years after they stopped making DE blades, if I take care of that right there and the others that I've got, I can still be shaving with a straight razor. Might have to learn how to make my own soap. But, and that's a plus with these two. So, not knocking any other kind of razor. Like I said, I got a bunch of different kinds and I enjoy them all. But this right here to me is king. And if you've never tried a straight razor, hey, Busta's trying one right now. And he sounds like he's really enjoying himself. I hope that he is. This is the best shave I've ever had in my life. And you'd have to pry this. Like some guys say about their guns, you'd have to pry this from my cold dead hands because I love a shave with a straight razor. All right, thank you. That's been my review so far. Wonderful lather, wonderful slickness. The scent is great. I really like this scent. So we shall see as I walk through the week. Let me put some aftershave on. I'm going to go with some Aquavelva Musk because I really think that the musk scent would go well with this. Also, I really think Brute would go really well with this soap as well, this scent. So that's another to try. So anyway, thank you so much for being a part of this journey of mine, for sharing this shave with me. And God bless you. And I will see you on all the different wet shave forums and pages. There's so many of them now. I can almost not keep track of the ones I'm a member of. Probably 8 or so altogether. So, God bless you. And thank you for being a part of my shave. And thank you for finding something, that I'm doing interesting enough to watch. It's very much appreciated. And I'm grateful to those that came before me that pointed the way to this type of shaving. And if you're out there and you're using a cartridge razor or an electric razor, buy yourself a DE and some blades at minimum, and a good soap and a decent boar brush. They're real cheap. You can get a really decent boar brush for $10, sometimes 8. Heck, buy the Vanderhagen kit. Uh, that brush will last for a long time. Mine's still going strong. The only reason I've got it put away is I've got 3 Samogs and 2 Pure Badgers, and I just don't really see the point in the Vanderhagen brush. It's nowhere near the quality of the brushes that I'm using now. So, but it's a good brush. But I would encourage you, if you're shaving with canned stuff and shaving with cartridge razors, electric razors, things like that, you ought to give traditional wet shaving a try. I think you'll be amazed at the difference it can make in your morning routine or whatever it is that you choose to shave. I think you'll be amazed how quickly you'll fall in love with wet shaving. God bless you, and thank you.